Hello again and welcome back. This is Kathleen Littleton from Cross Stitch Antiques. I'm here with another floss tube. It's been a while, and I think it's been about 3 months now. Last time we were together, I spoke to you about my upcoming releases for Nashville Market, and now here we are in early June, and I'm here to just tell you a few things that have been going on lately. I just got back yesterday from the wonderful Stitch Camp in Spring Green, Wisconsin, and that's put on by the Country Sampler Shop. If you've never been before, it's a must-do. You can go up and visit, you can go to an event. It's just a charming quilting and cross-stitch and home decor shop. It's been on my bucket list for quite some time, and I was so honored to teach this past weekend with Vicki Jennett from Needlework Press and also Stacy Nash from her Stacy Nash Design Company. Jeannie Horton, the owner, and all the staff that works there put on a fantastic retreat. The camaraderie amongst the stitchers at camp was just so relaxed and fun. I really enjoyed myself, and I thank you all for having me. I know these projects will not be available for a year as exclusives to the Country Sampler, but I did want to show you what I presented there in case you're interested for the future. I did a little stroll through sampler history, covering about 200 years in a morning presentation, and part of that morning was the presentation of my projects, and they were originally band samplers stitched by little girls in the early 1840s. So here we have two sisters, the Sandere Sisters. They're actually from Cornwall, and they're very sweet, primitive almost samplers were stitched about 2 years apart from each other, with a beautiful little moralistic verse, which was stitched over one on both. But I converted the entire chart if someone would like to stitch it over two as well. So there we have the Sandere Sisters Antiques. And let me show you their stitched up models. Here we have one, which is Mary and Sarah, the two together. And these are all stitched on needle and flax. We have it's Steinbeck, and we have Dirty Teacup. The threads used were a combination of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gentle Art. So also during that presentation, as part of the tour through the history, I presented some antique samplers of my own that have already been released, one of which was Alice Clark. And we talked about Adam and Eve samplers briefly. And then as a free gift to the attendees, I offered them a little small based on Alice Clark, which is a very large sampler, almost 500 stitches by 500 stitches. So what I did was I put together a little small, and I called her Little Alice. And here we have the beautiful border that you see going around based on Alice's sampler. And just I was able to personalize the inside of that with my initials and the year. I'm happy to say that I'm putting this up on my website, so this will be available to you, and you can purchase it at any time, starting later today. It will be called Little Alice as a free gift to the ladies at Stitch Camp, but now it's available for sale for you ladies if you're interested, and gentlemen. Another little small, and I'm not big on smalls, no pun intended, but as you might know from what I release, I'm interested and tend to be attracted to very large samplers. Some time ago, and I released Anne Wilkinson. Anne Wilkinson is an exquisite English sampler. Again, it was brought up during my presentation as an example of a regional style of English samplers, and I also offered the ladies a small. Now, this small has been up on my website already previously, and it's available for you as well on my website. It is called Two Turtle Doves, and you can make it into a little ornament or a little round and put it into a frame. The frame, similar to something like this maybe. Signed, this is from Signed and Numbered. And I believe it would fit into a 4-inch. This is a 5-inch. This could be the 4-inch insert. And you can go on their website and find out more. Signed and Numbered if you like that style of framing. Now, another one of the samplers in my presentation was Innocence 1840. This too has been available on my website since 2021. And again, I gifted the ladies as part of my presentation with another small that has also been on my website for some time called Pieces of Innocence. And here I created a little pin pillow or pin keep with the 2 turtle doves, the same Quaker type birds, paired birds, the word innocence, and one of the flowers from the sampler. And I am proud to say I did ribbon ruche my pillow. I'm not real good at it. It's my first time, with some beautiful French General fabric. And the tutorial for this is on Von the Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher website, and you can find out how to do that. It was really fun. I surprised myself I could do something. Now, there has been some interest also in a release from the Country Sampler, part of their Threads Through Time, I believe it was called, Girls Club. This was a project that was released last August 1st. It's still exclusive to the Country Sampler, and it was Julia Rachel de la Mare. So here we have Julia. Now, it will be released by me once that year is up. Come August 1st, I'm announcing here that it will be available on my website starting around August 1st. If I get the materials, I also might offer it through my website as a kit, but that's a little iffy for now. I'm still waiting to see if I can get the called for linen. And then it will be released through the Needlework Marketplace, which is the online wholesale show at the end of August, to shops everywhere and through my distributor. So again, August 1st on my website, which is crossstitchantiques.com, perhaps also with kits, and then through your local needlework shop and directly through the shops at Needlework, the online Needlework Marketplace at the end of August, with about 5 other releases I'll be having for shops to offer to you. Now, I am thrilled to say I actually completed the model. What you see here is the antique. Let me show you the antique in person. Here we have her, just brought back from Country Sampler, and she's been on display there for about the past year. The beautiful, glaring glass is on here. The beautiful Julia Rachel de la Mare was from Guernsey in the Channel Islands. Her lovely border is really unique. She was only 8 years old when she stitched her sampler. There's a lot of inconsistencies in her work. There's also a number of places where the threads are completely gone. Some of the time I did try to reproduce it exactly as it looks where you see it. The butterfly, for instance, has thread loss on one of the wings. You can fill that in just identically to the other wing if you have the chart and you haven't stitched it yet. So I did the best I could. And like I said, it was a little challenging. She changed colors quite a bit. And this is an example of Berlin wool work, which was a type of sampler charting where people could purchase colorized graphing and place their designs anywhere they'd like. So the motifs themselves were printed on paper, and then the stitcher could place them wherever she would like. So Julia had a very creative eye. Here we have, this is actually a lamb. It's representative of Jesus on Resurrection Day. We have a cross here with the wreath over the cross, which symbolizes Jesus on his resurrection. The center motif is actually a clump of flowers with a leaf. So it kind of looks like a cornucopia, but I believe it's just a brown leaf. And here we have what we call the Guernsey lilies, flanking either side of the cartouche. The lilies depicted here also appear on a beautiful tapestry called the Guernsey Tapestry, which was put together to commemorate the first 1,000 years of the island's history from the year 1000 to the year 2000, and each of the 10 panels depict 100 years. So this Guernsey lily does appear on that Guernsey historic tapestry. Okay, so there's Julia. The Country Sampler has kitted this up previously in the called for linen, which was originally Mason Linen's medium dark button box. That was kind of hard to get to fulfill all the kits that were required, so they did use the beautiful needle and flax Hemingway. And the threads are a combination of, again, the overdyed cottons, which are Weeks Dye Works, the Classic Colorworks, and also Gentle Art. And because of all the beautiful color tones, I would highly recommend. Those are just a lovely combination. We really worked hard to get the colors to make it look beautiful. And here is my stitched model. I stitched this myself and just finished it last week and brought it framed up to Country Sampler. So there's a little bit of a close-up. You can see how the colors pop beautifully. I just love the colors myself. Really interesting the way she devised her border. The flowers on the inside are all in browns and oranges, and the flowers on the outside are all in pinks and a beautiful rose color. Okay, so Julia, Rachel, Delamere. I can't wait to get these two up on my walls later today at long last. Well, I know this is a short video. I just felt like I haven't seen you all for a long time. Let me share what's coming up in my life in terms of my cross-stitch business. I will be teaching in August at Hobby House. The theme of our workshop is Useful Work with Nicola Parkman and Ray Niles. In October, I'm going to England for Mrs. Parkman's Academy of Needlework. I will be doing a short presentation as part of that program as well. And then for the excitement and the fun of it, since I'm going to be in England anyway, I have booked myself up at the Ackworth Residential 5-day retreat put on by the Sampler Guild, and I am so thrilled to be going to see that and be there for the wonderful presenters that are going to be there. Looking forward very much to that. And then I have, in my personal life, we have a family wedding in August, and we have some exciting other things happening in terms of my family, which is ever growing. So basically, I just want to say hello and thank you again for all your support. Thank you again to Country Sampler and all the wonderful staff and all the great campers that came to that event. And I hope to see many, many of you again in an upcoming event somewhere. And don't forget, stitch antiques. Until next time, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Bye now.